Hello?
Elliot Michaels, Paul, please.
Who?
Elliot Michaels.
Who's calling, please?
This is Yitzhak Tiberius.
Is this some kind of joke?
Excuse me?
Is this a joke?
I am calling for Elliot Michaels.
Well, what do you want from him?
I am Tiberius's father.
So?
Can I speak to him, please?
Leave a message for him. He will call you back in a short while if you'll leave a message with your number.
Who am I speaking to at the moment?
You're speaking to a friend of his, that's all.
Do I have the right phone number?
Never mind that. Leave your name and number and he will get back to you.
I don't understand.
There's nothing to understand. Leave a message and he'll get back to you.
I was told that this was the house of Elliot Michaels. I have a business proposition for him.
Fine. Leave your number and he will get back to you.
How do I know I can trust you?
You have no choice, buddy.
Why do you speak in such
If
tones?
you don't leave your number, I'm going to hang up right now.
Why do you speak in such tones to me?
Because I have no interest in dealing with you. That's up to Mr. Michaels. Leave your name and number.
Well, tell me who you are, and then I will do that.
I am Mr. Collins. I am a friend of Mr. Michaels.
Are you disposed to handle his business?
Yes, I am.
All right, I have a business proposition, and I am only in town for the weekend. I meant to call Mr. Michael before this, but I have been very busy dealing in business here in Los
It would
Angeles.
be better if you spoke with Mr. Michaels. Leave your name and number.
When will he be home?
Sometime later in the week. Let me have your number, please.
I just told you, young man, I'm leaving this weekend. How is he going to talk to me if he will be back later in the week?
That's up to him. Just leave your name and number.
I would leave a message.
Fine. What's your number?
I would leave a message. I am getting very angry at this tone you are using.
Leave the number.
Yitzhak Tiberius is not used to be talked to this way.
Hey, that's your problem, man. Leave your number.
I will leave a message with you.
Go right ahead.
I am prepared to offer Elliot Michael a great sum of money to help my son Tibor, who I understand that he is a good friend of.
Mr. Michaels is not a friend of your son. I can vouch for that.
How do you know that?
As I said, I can vouch for it. Goodbye, Mr. Tiberius.
Well, Tibor told me.
I'm doing it. Elliot. Hi, man. Hey, babe.
Hello?
Elliot?
Yeah?
Hi, babe. How's it going?
Who is this?
Yeah, this is Rick calling.
Yes, what is it?
Well, I wanted to tell you I caught your act last week. And,
Yeah, I saw you were there.
and I was very impressed. I thought it was really a very moving show, and I really liked it.
That's nice.
And I thought that, I should give you a little word of fatherly advice, if I may. Just because you may disagree with someone politically, babe, that doesn't mean that you have to take such a intense dislike to them. I've tried to do you a favor, pal, and you got into a place that most people don't get into. And to insult me in my own home like that, I mean, it was very degrading. But I'm willing to let bygones be bygones.
I'm listening.
Well, that's the gist of what I wanted to say right off the bat there, fella. But in the meantime, the reason I'm calling you, I wanted to tell you how impressed I was by your, you really do have it, and I just...
I've known that for a long time, Rick.
Okay, well, hey, coming from the mouth of Rick Lovejoy, I think you should know that means a lot for me to say that. I mean, do you appreciate that fact?
Hey, anyone telling me I'm good means something.
All right, especially Rick Lovejoy. But the bottom line is that my little friend Tibor took quite a liking to you, apparently. And, apparently he wanted to work out some kind of a deal with with Mr. Tiberius, who was in town for the past several days, and I understand that he was going to call you, and I told him that you were a very nice fella and that you had a very good background and that you were excellent.
I am, but I'll tell you this, I'm not interested in doing anything with Tibor. He has no talent.
Well, just hey, sweetheart. Let me finish this, okay? And then you can
There's
say.
nothing to say, Rick.
Well, hey, listen. Do you have any kind of business sense at all, Alvin? Do you have any kind of sense as to what business is all about?
Yes, but not enough that I'd be willing to put business ahead of art.
But do you understand where Mr. Tiberius is coming from? Do you have any idea how wealthy this man is? I mean, do you think that I like working for him? He's 4 foot 11 inches tall. He's shorter. You remember the size Tibor was?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tibor towers over his father. Okay. I don't like dealing.
Height doesn't mean anything.
Well, it does to me, because I just don't like dealing with short people. Okay. But I'm willing to swallow my principles to an extent. And it's for 2 reasons: to help a young talent, but also for money. Okay, money talks, bullshit walks. Have you ever heard that saying?
I've heard it many times.
All right. Now, I'm trying to do you a favor here, big guy. I don't know what your financial status is, but
I'm doing all right.
All right. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. But Mr. Tiberius is willing to pay you an absolutely outrageous sum for some hours spent with his son on some voice lessons. Now, if you're honestly just want to be to the point where you want to insult Mr. See, I put in a good word for you with him, okay? So when you brush the guy off without even listening to his proposal, okay? I mean, he told me what happened when he called your place, and I assumed that it was you that was putting him on, saying that Elliot Michaels was out of town or something. Am I right?
That's right.
All right. I mean, I can put 1 and 3 together. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to tell you is that it just shows a little bit of business sense to listen to the man. And the worst that can happen is you listen to him and you say no. I mean, I just don't even understand where you come from, unless, $50,000.
Fine. Why wouldn't he give me his number?
Do you know anything about the world, Alvin? Do you know anything about the world?
I know plenty about it, and I don't like people knowing my number when I don't know theirs.
Well,
it's not fair.
Do you know how many people would like to get their hands on Yitzhak Tiberius? Do you know how many oil tankers the guy owns? Okay? You get the picture, bud?
Fine. What does that have to do with art?
What that has to do with it, fella, is that the guy's in town and he's going back overseas. He wants to set something up for his son. His son has his heart set on you. Did you happen to see that Tibor dragged me down to the place last week?
Yes, I saw.
Did you see Tibor boogieing on the dance floor?
Yes, I saw.
Okay, did you see how much he gets into your music?
Fine.
All right? The man adores you. The man worships you, okay? I had a tough time telling Tibor that there were no Alvin Michaels posters, around anywhere. The guy was, he actually wanted to go out and get one, because that's how much he likes you. He worships you, like the older brother that he never had. Now, I don't know. No, I'm serious. And I don't know whether it's because you're short and he can relate to you that because of that, or what.
I'm not short.
What are you, about 5'4"?
Much taller than that. Didn't you see me? You saw
Yeah.
how tall I am. I'm as tall as you are, Rick.
You're not 6 feet tall.
Not quite, but close to it. I'm 5'10".
Oh, I thought you were a little shorter. Well, it was kind of dark in there. I couldn't really make it out too well. But listen. What I want to say to you is a couple things. First of all, I don't see any reason why we can't be friends. We may have differing philosophical viewpoints.
We have totally different ideas
All right.
about life, Rick.
The fact that I'm right on issues and you're wrong, it doesn't affect me, okay?
I'm right about them, Rick.
All right, hey. Let's let bygones...
I don't understand how you can say you're a friend of Jackson Brown when your ideas are totally the opposite of his.
Well, because I appreciate a wide spectrum of ideas. I don't just hang out with people that are flunkies of mine who agree with me, okay? I mean, I like to experience a wide variety of different things. And you refuse to associate with people that don't share your philosophies? Boy, that's very shallow, Alvin. I'm telling you, it's very shallow.
Let's put it this way, Rick. I don't feel that people who don't understand my philosophy on life can understand my art and what I'm trying to say through my music.
So, in other words, what you're saying is that the only people that can like, say, the Beatles are people that share their philosophy. Well, I don't think the Beatles had a bunch of clones walking around over the world playing their albums. I mean, this is something that shows you may have a genius for a certain kind of music, but you got a lot to learn about public relations and about the broad spectrum of people that live in this country. Okay?
You don't have to To be successful, you don't have to cater to all the people in the country. All you have to do is cater to 0.5% of them.
But they're not all going to share your views, Alvin. I'm serious. You got to think of it that way.
0.5% sure will. At least.
Well, listen. Let me ask you this question. Is it possibly the drugs that's doing this?
I don't take drugs.
Well, I mean,
You
okay.
do, I don't.
I do?
You told me so yourself.
I told you that I take drugs?
Mm-hmm.
I told you how much I detest drugs. But all I know is you gave those girls something that really got into them, I'll tell you.
I didn't give it to them. They had it on their own.
I mean, I had to fight them off practically, and I mean, that happens a lot anyway, but I'm just saying that they seem to be under a drug-induced euphoria of some sort. You're telling me you had no part in that?
Absolutely not.
You just found them that way?
That's right.
Yeah, all right. Well, anyway, the point I'm trying to make is let's...
They're not even my girls. They were the girls of the guys who were with me.
Boy, it seemed like they were sort of attracted to you.
Hey, they were trying to play up to you to try to help me impress you.
Oh, you mean it was all a ruse?
Hey, as far as I see, they were play acting, Rick, to try to make me to look like a bigger person to you. And I just figured let them have their fun.
You mean you don't think they had deep feelings for you?
I'm not saying they didn't like me, but I only knew them one day.
Because when I first met you, I mean, they were wrapped around you like they had tentacles on or something.
I have no idea why.
Does that normally happen?
I like to think I'm attractive.
I mean, these girls were just all over you, man. I've never seen anything like it.
Well, I wouldn't know. Like I said, I don't care about that. What I'm concerned about is my art.
All right, so let's get back to business now. The fact of the matter is that, you know, if you're going to be a big star, you're going to have to appreciate that there's going to be people that are going to idolize you, okay? It comes with the business, all right? I'm sure it's probably happened to you before, am I right?
People have admired me.
Okay. Now, as far as Tibor goes, man, he is set on you. And all I'd like you to do is talk to Yitzhak, man. I mean, you've got to realize where this guy's coming from, okay? You know, Alvin, I don't know who you're used to dealing with, but the point is, you're dealing with big fish now. I mean, real big fish, okay? And you shouldn't spit in their faces. It just doesn't, you know, anyone has the right in this great country of ours to say yes or no. And all you got to do is listen to the man's offer and say yes or no. All I can tell you is the amount of figures that he's willing to go to. If you're smart, you'll play it out and ask for a high figure, and I'll bet you he'll match it. And that's what I did with him, and he says he'll do anything to make his son happy, and he's talking big bucks. I mean, big bucks. Don't you think that's worth taking at least a listen to, fella?
I listened when Tibor brought it up.
Don't you seriously think that Tibor has some potential?
No, I don't. The guy has no musical ability, Rick. You've got an ear. You can hear it.
Well, I know he's got a little ways to go.
A little? Man, it'll take 10 years.
Well, I know that he went out and learned your song overnight. He's been playing it lately. Did he ever happen to play your song for you?
He, over the phone, I heard a rather lousy rendition of it.
Why did you think it was bad?
Hey, you've got to be born a singer, and he isn't.
I mean, did he carry the beat well and sing the lyrics well? I mean, give me a technical feedback on how he did. I'd like to hear it.
He was awful. He just cannot sing.
Really?
He sounded like, Dracula, fighting Godzilla.
It was a good movie, too. I like that film. I saw that once.
There was no such film. Go on, Rick.
What do you mean there was no such film?
Dracula fighting Godzilla never happened.
King Kong fighting Godzilla?
King Kong,
Okay.
yes, I said Dracula.
Yeah, well, King Kong, Dracula, they're all the same in my book, you know? They're all what we call paraphysical manifestations, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not here to discuss philosophies. Go on, Rick.
All right. The bottom line, big guy, is that, you know, I'm doing you a good turn in just doing this. I understand it's difficult to be born with the genius that you were. I know it must wear on you in your everyday life, right? It's not easy to understand things that the average person doesn't
As
understand.
John Lennon said, genius is pain.
Exactly, okay? I mean, I can relate to that because I'm in that same boat myself. So I understand that that's what makes you eccentric and that's what makes you so hostile towards a lot of people. Hey, I can dig that, okay? If you think that Bruce Springsteen's the easiest guy to get along with, you're wrong, okay? It just doesn't happen that way. So I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt, okay? And the fact that all these stories that I've been hearing floating around about you and how violently antisocial you can be, hey, I want you to know I understand. And if you ever want to talk about it with me, you know, I'm here. The bottom line is that Yitzhak, I think it would be a good idea for you to talk to him. He's very nervous. He has bodyguards around him all the time, and he doesn't particularly like people wanting to know where he is, what he does, who he lives with, and that type of stuff. So cool it on that, babe, okay? Just cool it on that. But in the meantime, listen to the man's offer. And if you're interested, hey, more the merrier. I don't have enough time for Tibor as it is right now myself. If you can teach him how to improve a little bit, and we can get him on AM, within a few years.
I think you'd have a better shot getting me on AM. Forget about Tibor.
Well, that's possible, but you were so hostile towards me, I never got a chance to make you an offer, did I?
Well, you've got a chance now, Rick. Make me one.
Well, the problem is this, okay, Alvin, that being there the other night, we can't exactly say the place was packed, can we? So there is a long ways to go.
But the people who were there enjoyed it.
Okay, well, but reaching 2 people or reaching 2 million people...
An agent's job is to get the people in there.
Hey.
That's your job, not mine.
All I have to do is snap my fingers and the place is full, okay? You should know that. But I've got to think about it a little more. I got to admit, when you sang that song the other night, it almost brought a tear to my eye. I was moved, okay? It obviously, it came from your gut.
Which song was this?
I want love badly, something like that.
I Need Love.
Yeah. Okay, it came from your gut, man. I could tell. All right. Especially the line. Now, I've got a memory for lyrics. Okay. I've got a good memory for lyrics. The line you had about climbing into your bed and no one being there, that's something that the average man can relate to. Okay. That's something where you're coming down from your genius level and you're relating to the average person. Do you realize that?
Of course.
Was that a conscious effort?
I always make an effort to communicate in my songs.
Okay, do you have, in your everyday life, do you have trouble, I'm trying to get a little more background on you, do you have trouble relating to the person of average intellect?
Not at all.
So you feel you can relate to people that might not be as intelligent as you are?
Hey, I relate to everyone. I relate to people smarter and dumber.
I see, okay. Well, so the bottom line is that did touch me, okay, and the lines about that if there's any truth to the old myth about every man on earth having a woman, that some other man's got yours. You know the line I'm talking about?
Yes, I'm well aware of that line. It's a very important line in the song.
Very nice line. Very nice line. You have a nice touch for that type of thing. The point I'm trying to make, Guy, is that I also could sense the animal magnetism that you have just from the way those girls were reacting. Now, maybe they were just putting something on for me, but when a girl comes up to you and wraps her legs around your neck, you gotta feel positive about that, don't you think? If you're gonna be in the music business.
Of course.
So what I'm saying is, listen, let's see what happens with Yitzhak, man, and let's see what happens with you. I'll be in touch, and if we can work something out, maybe get you down to a studio and do a few demos. It certainly wouldn't hurt, would it?
No, as a matter of fact, I have some tracks already done that I'd like some overdubs put on.
In fact, I even told Jackson about that song, man, and he usually doesn't play other people's songs, but it touched me enough to the point where.
Well, really, Rick, I don't think I'd want anyone doing my songs but me. I don't think anyone can do them but me.
Uh-huh. Well, Jackson had this idea, see, I was telling him about the songs, and he had this idea to do it in the anti-nuke, point of view, that, maybe change a few of the lyrics around. He was thinking of doing a song, taking your song, and, I just want to throw this idea at you, fella. An exchange of ideas is what this country's all about, don't you agree?
To some degree.
All right. Jackson was thinking, taking the position of having you come up and this is something we kicked around, having someone come up and sing the lyrics to your song, and maybe it could even be you, as a pro-nuke type of person, and singing it like I Need Plutonium, okay, instead of I Need Love, and doing like...
Absolutely not, Rick.
You don't agree with that?
Absolutely not.
Why do you say that?
Look, Rick, I have my own concepts on how I want to do my music, and I've thought about them very well.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's something we should discuss at further length. Unfortunately, right now, I got a meeting that's going to take place here at 8 o'clock, and I got to shower and shave and put on a little bit of Aqua Velva. But in the meantime, I'd like you to talk to Yitzhak. I'd like to have him call you back, and...
Not tonight.
Hey,
maybe as I said, some other time.
Hey, listen to me, fella. I'm willing to talk to you further about coming down and doing a demo. I've gone out on a limb for you here, okay? Yitzhak's leaving town, as you know, okay? And this is the last chance. So talk to him for 10 minutes. If you don't want to work with Tibor, say no. But at least be nice to the man. Would you do that for me? I'm burying the way you acted the other night just for the sake of humanity and being friends. I think that you can do the same. One good turn deserves another, You scratch my leg, I'll scratch yours, that type of thing. That's what show business is all about, Elvin. I'm telling you.
Like I said, sometime during the week, if he wants to get in touch with me, that's fine. But
He is leaving town today, fella. Why can't you understand that?
if he wants me badly enough, he can stay in town.
Hey, come on. He wants to please his son, man. I mean, is your time really that important that you can't speak to a multimillionaire for 10 minutes?
Let's put it this way.
Do you not need the money? Because if you don't need the money, I'm interested in people that want to make a lot of money. If they make a lot of money, I make a lot of money. If you work out something with Yitzhak, I may even get a little fee on it, and that would really make me more interested. I'll tell you, getting you down to the studio, meeting Jackson. Would you like to meet Jackson? Talk to him. I think you share some of the same views. And, that's the kind of contacts you have to make. I'm willing to do that for you, pal, but you're telling me you're not willing to talk to Yitzhak for a few minutes? What does that tell me? That hurts me deep down. It really does.
Hey, there's not much I can say, Rick.
Okay, so you'll talk to him for a couple minutes? I appreciate that.
If you give me his number and I call him. That's the only way I will work it.
Did I just get done telling you where the guy's head is at? I'll tell you what. I'll have him call you, and I'll let him give you his own number. If I talk him into it so that he'll give you his own number, then he'll give you his own number. I don't know why, you want to go over there and have tea and cookies with him or something. I don't really understand this.
Put it this way. I want to know as much about him as he knows about me.
Then pick up Time Magazine, August 79 or 80. Either August 80 or 79. Pick up that issue of Time Magazine, first week in August. They ran an entire page and a half story on him and what he's doing in the oil business. That's all you got to do. You'll find out more about him than I know about him, because that's exactly what I did, fella, when he first contacted me. When his son Tibor wanted to be a rock star, they just asked who the best agent in town was in this field, and the law firm of Rothblatt and Rosenblum turned him on to me, and that's how I got in. So, hey, why should you have preferential treatment? I really don't understand this attitude, Alvin. It's something you got to change.
Hey, because I'm confident in my ability.
So am I, fella. But, we can't all play God, you know what I mean? Now, this guy is willing to offer you unbelievable sums of money for what is really an easy job. I wouldn't even, give too much of a shit about it, fella, but I went out on a limb and told him what a good guy and how talented you were. And he's very insulted by that last call. I didn't go ahead and tell him that I felt it was you that was putting him on. He's a little hard of hearing, and I don't think it's going to make much difference if I tell him to call you back. But, hear what he's got to say and take it from there. Like I say, the worst that happens is you waste 5 or 10 minutes of your time and you say no thank you. Is that so tough? And I'd consider it a favor.
I'll put it this way, Rick. I will listen to him, but under one condition.
Mm-hmm.
If I do say no, I want no further contact from him, you, or anyone else connected with your organization. If I say yes, we'll go from there. If I say no,
hey,
I want no further contact, okay?
Fella, let's put it this way, okay? I don't really feel you're in a position to sit there and tell me you want no further. I'm willing to never talk to you again if that's the way you want to be. I'll make you that agreement right now. You talk to him, I'll never speak to you again whether you say yes or no. If that's really... I got people lined up around the block.
Like I said, the point is...
No, let's make this clear, man. Let's make this clear.
No, all right, I'm making it clear.
I'm willing to make that deal with you right now. If
I say yes to whatever he offers, then we talk from there. If I say no, he'll let you know about that, I'm sure. And from there, you forget I exist, okay?
I'm willing to do that right now. I'm going to do that right now anyway. You talk to him, and whatever you work out with him, that's between you and him.
Okay, good talking to you, Rick.
Hey, it's been a pleasure, big guy, and I'll have him give you a call.
Take care now.
Hey, take it easy now.
Good night now.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Elliot Mickle, please.
Yes, who's calling, please?
Yes, this is Yitzhak Tiberius.
Yes, this is Mr. Michael speaking.
Hello, how are you?
Just fine.
I called for you earlier and talked to some man who said he would give you my message.
He did.
How are you, young man?
Just fine. What can I do for you?
Well, my son Tibor, who says that he is a very good friend of yours, he says that he would like to have you be voice teacher for him and his band. and he is waiting for you to teach him. So I am to talk to you about financial matter.
Well, talk. I'm listening.
What is your price?
Very simple.
What?
It's very simple. Listen.
What? I can't hear what you're saying.
Okay, listen, and I will tell you. My price is $500 in advance and $100 per session.
Sounds like a very reasonable deal, young man. I am ready to reach those kind of financial agreements. Should I reach your lawyer? Do you have a lawyer?
At this point, I do not.
All right. How many sessions will you need to turn him into rock star?
It may take a long time. You never know.
All right. Well, he has been practicing diligently. He tells me that he has very American girls who seem to like him and flock to him, and so that is half of the bottle, and the other half is learning to sing. He says that he is close, but he needs your help.
Let me tell you something. Learning to sing is not half the battle. It's
What?
90% of the battle.
What?
You heard me. Learning to sing is 90% of the battle.
Yes?
So he's got a lot to learn.
Well, he seems to think that you are an excellent songwriter,
He's right about that, too.
and you excellent singer.
I like to think so, and I thank him for saying so.
How do I know that you are qualified to teach him to sing?
I have studied at Hart College and the Brooklyn Conservatory of Music. Does that tell you something?
That tells me something. I don't know what it tells me.
I know what I'm talking about. That's what it means, Mr. Tiberius.
Do you have a good voice?
I have a very good voice.
Could you sing something for me?
Not here. Not on the phone.
Would you like to come to my hotel?
No, but I will meet you somewhere. What time is it now?
I will meet everyone at my hotel because I am in mortal danger.
I'm sorry.
I have many enemies in this country.
I can't work it that way. Are you familiar with a club known as VJs?
What?
Are you familiar?